Um, I have felt like my job has never been more important, but definitely never harder than it has been right now. It's I know the kids, I know the students need us, and really the parents too. Um, but it has been so challenging, and a lot for different reasons, you know. Yeah.
Hmm. All right, the second one is what has been the hardest thing with teaching during a pandemic?
Well, I think it's kind of weird. It's like even different now. There's kind of like two phases for me because last spring when we went on the pause, like I was just worried. We didn't know that much about the virus. I was worried about my kids and things they would need. I was worried about my family members getting sick, kids getting sick. I feel, and then when we came back this fall, it was like I was concerned about being in the school, and bringing something back home to my family. My mom is older, so I was worried always about, am I going to be in a situation where I can't see her? The easiest part was actually the part where we were virtual because I was doing one job. I just had to do one job. Um, but
Yeah.
then I knew kids were disappearing. And so I think, trying to do two jobs at once has been really hard, doing virtual and face to face. And then just like the constant sense of worry that there's kids that are disappearing, or failing or whatever. And it feels like no matter what I do, I can't seem to throw enough of a lifeline out to fix that.
How do you feel about the Zoom meetings?
Mm. Oh, I'm grateful for Zoom, because what would we do otherwise? What would we do? I don't know. But it is so hard to teach to black boxes. I know some teachers have required kids to turn on their screens for different classes. Um, I also have read a lot about why you shouldn't ask kids to do that it creates a lot of stress sometimes, or kids don't want their home seen, or don't want to get ready for the day or whatever. So I haven't mandated that kids turn their screens on, but it feels so bizarre to talk to a bunch of black boxes. And in some cases, the kids never ever unmute or have any of that sort of face to face interaction. So I just feel like I'm teaching into the void, and I just kind of hope that there's a live being on the other side that's catching something, you know?
So, do you think we're ever gonna go back to like a normalcy at school, like so we don't have to have like masks or anything?
Oh, I think it will happen. Yeah. I there is not one thing that is permanent in this world. It's just not. And but the timeline is the part I'm unsure of. Do I think we will always see people wearing masks from now on during particular seasons or times or spaces? Yeah. I think I teach world history. When I have visited and studied Asia, people there have worn masks in public for a long time. And I think Americans generally were like, that's so weird. And maybe now we kind of understand it maybe isn't so weird. But I I think some things will stay, like the option for online learning. I bet you that will stick around. And I think the mask wearing, you know, we're hopeful that, the vaccine is going to bring us to a space where we won't have to do that. But I feel like it's going to be a while till we know for sure. And obviously, we're still very early in people getting vaccinated. So, um, do I think we'll be mask free next fall? Eh, I don't know. I don't know. Um, I would be hopeful for that, but realistically, depending on what people choose, what behaviors they choose to engage in that keep this going or not going, it'll change a lot about how soon we get to the other side of it. You know, and if you look at like New Zealand, they clamped it down. They wore masks. They did a severe lockdown, and they're done with COVID. I mean, they can't open their borders right now because other people will bring it in, but they're done. They are COVID free.